Well, we've had worse starts to the week, haven't we? Before in the past. Man, oh man, White Tiger was great today. Cruising in Style was great today. Jazzy Judy was great today. And although Iglare finished at the back, that was completely unfair to have to race that filly against those horses. To race 3-year-old fillies, you guys know this, right? This isn't a shock to anybody. Anybody that watches races or knows anything about racing, you know what happens when you put 3-year-olds in with experienced horses. It just doesn't work out. Not ever. What's this on my face? Not ever. And it certainly didn't work out tonight. I just wanted to get Iglare out of the way, let her float out into the 4-hole, and you could tell James kind of cheated a little bit over the half in 58. And I knew when the half popped up in 58, my biggest chore, she's a little rough in the first turn. She warmed up a little rickety too. My biggest chore in the first turn and the last turn was going to be keep her trotting. And we kept her at it. She did her work. But at the same time, you know, when you're racing against horses like White Tiger, Refi, horses that are legitimate tough horses that have had this entire 4-year-old season, and in White Tiger's case, 4 and 5-year-old season under their belt, it's just it's too hard. And it's not fair. And I said to Jason, we come off the track, I said, you know, here it is November 15th. What if we just gave this filly 4 or 5 weeks off, brought her back at Christmas time, jogged her up a week. We could have her ready for the 3rd week in January, no problem. We wouldn't have to requalify. We could race her the end of January into February, March, April, shut her back down, and focus on having her ready for the end of August, first part of September. Now, last year when we were talking about globetrotting, we were talking about globetrotting and a lot of issues that she was trying to get over. You know, same White Tiger, yes, we gave these horses a lot of their 4-year-old season off, but those horses had a ton of money. This filly fits that class for a little bit more time, so why not use that to our advantage? I think not racing her in January, February, March, it feels to me like we'd be leaving money on the table. I think she's a little tiny bit tired right now. Looking at the filly sitting behind her, yeah, I'm sure you're going to scope her. There's going to be a little mucus. Her AST might be a little elevated. But if they're going to start screwing around with classes like that, every week is a big deal, right? Because that's a week further into the calendar. You got to prep her, you got to race her, and then you're a week behind. Now do you race her again and try and get in that class again? I think it makes more sense just to give her 4 or 5 weeks right now. Now I'm going to sleep on it tonight, and I know there's going to be a lot of clients that hear this, whether it be Johnny or Greg or anybody, are going to say, hey, this is my 2 cents, but I think everybody's going to be on the same page. Let's let these classes solidify, fill out, get a real look at what's happening in January in Ontario, what classes are filling. I suspect this number is a 5 class up in the next class up. Will fill up quite a bit. We'll be able to race in there with Iglare and do some damage with a fresher horse heading into the spring of 2022. It makes more sense to me now. I'll sleep on it. I'll expect to hear your 2 cents, but at the same time, I think it'll be a lot like that. The start of the day was Jazzy Judy. No, the start of the day was Cruising in Style. A rare performance from off the pace, and he raced great. Just got picked off the wire and looked good doing it. Then we had Jazzy Judy. I had to look 3 times. I literally was just said Jazzy Judy, and Tim Tetrick texted me, said to give him a call. I know what the call is about. The call will be, hey, are you coming down here to drive her? Which is, no, I don't need to go down there. I think if we have one of the best drivers in the world drive Jazzy Judy, gets along with her, has already got a win under his belt, I don't need to be coming to Dover, Tim. No, you can drive the filly just fine, thank you. So Jazzy Judy was awesome, like a 10 or 12 length winner in 58. She was really, really good. And then White Tiger was sensational again. We got him on the roll. I know Amy's lobbying hard for a week off, but no. I've known White Tiger way, way too long. When the iron is hot, you strike. And White Tiger is going to be racing until we probably say, hey, let's give him a week off and then race him in this class, which will probably be in 2 starts or 3 starts. But for right now, he will be entered in 7 days' time. So Tiger was awesome. As I said, James stole away the half a little bit. But here's a perfect example of patience. I know, guys, I know that patience is a hard path to follow in this game. I've never been a patient person, but being around so many babies and seeing so many different ways that the horses can get hot, get cold, when they need time off, when they don't, how you have to proceed properly. And we proceeded wrong in some cases, so you have to learn from that. But when it comes to White Tiger, I've been in the same boat as you from day one. I own the same amount or more than I did when he was a baby, when we bought him in Harrisburg. And now, 3 years later, he's finally starting to be a horse. He's looking versatile. Even when I drove him, you could see that you could leave with him. He was acting a little bit better. James said again tonight, used him off the gate, and he's relaxed. He understood what his job was. He understood, a cheap half means a strong finish. It took a long time, whether it was stubbornness or stupidness or what it was. He's now a different horse. He's now a better horse than he's ever been. You see that with Yes also, right? Trotters mature at a much older age, and you're seeing that with White Tiger. We could have any kind of horse. He could be relegated to a mid-condition horse, which is all right, or he could turn into a really, really nice horse. We're going to see soon enough in the coming weeks, I'm sure. So White Tiger was awesome. Jazzy Judy was awesome. Cruising in Style, very, very good. And then Iglare, I'm not even going to categorize her. It's certainly not her fault. The filly did what she could. It put in an impossible position to race. I mean, to ask her to race against those horses, it's simply unfair. So I think we're going to look at maybe a 4 or 5 week rest for the big girl, and then bring her back and focus on January. I think that'll be much, much better for Iglare AM. So a great start to the week for the stable. I know a couple of people asked us why we scratched Yes last night. I sent an email out, but maybe these weren't owners of ours. Pretty simple. When I have the driver and Lauren, who's training the horses under Jason in Ohio, tell me the track is bad, I know we had a year off with Yes because we couldn't get him right and he was sore. I'm not going to tempt fate on a bad track. I'm not blaming Northfield. There's snow and rain. The track let go a little bit. That doesn't mean that we have to put our horse in jeopardy also. So again, I appreciate the fact that's how serious Lauren Herman takes her job, to call me as the horses are post-braiding to tell me that Hunter said he just drove, the track was unsafe, the horses are coming back off the track, what do you want to do? It could have been easier for her to just say, I don't want to get Anthony upset or angry, just race him safe. No, she did what was right for the horse, so she's learned a lot also about how we race our horses and what we do. So I appreciate her professionalism in calling me, calling Jason, making sure the horse gets scratched. And then tonight we had a great night again. All the horses, and then all eyes will be on 3 Point Blue Chip here on Saturday. We have horses racing in between. Northern Blizzard, they put him in the maiden. Well, they did us a favor. I guess tit for tat. They run us over with Iglare tonight and put Northern Blizzard back in the maiden. On Thursday, Duke Dio is also in the maiden. They split the class. Very helpful. Who else do we got? We had a couple more. I missed our other horse race just a second ago, I think. No, we had 2 pacers in. State of Play is in, and Amazon Dragon. Those are trotters. I didn't miss anything. So, as I said, we've had worse starts to the week. A great week so far. It was a great sale season, a great year. I couldn't be happier. I had somebody tell me, they said, why are you driving Iglare M and James is driving White Tiger? Why are you listing James and all the horses when you're back now? It's quite simple. I'd rather own the team than play third base. That's why. I know we get the hottest hands in Canada in my brother James driving the horses. And you know what? If I can fill in the gaps here and there, so be it. But I think there's a bigger picture here, and it certainly isn't with me in the winner circle and in the race bike. So I'm super happy for everybody, my partners on White Tiger. For those of you that are my partners on Iglare M, relax. I think she's proved herself. She proved she's going to be a super talented 4-year-old. But I am going to ask for a little bit of deviation from what we've done in the past 2 years. I'd like for 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks right now, focus on the end of January, February, March, April with Iglare M, then shut her down again and have her ready to go September 1st. That's my plan for Iglare M. We'll see. That plan may change in the spring. But for now, I'm going to sleep on it tonight, but that's where I stand right now on Iglare M. So, again, great night. Couldn't be happier. And we'll talk to you all very, very soon.